Hello students. So students, in the previous class, in the chapter that is crop production and management, we were talking about that of the weeding and crop protection. When we discuss about the weeding process, you see, we had seen that in weeding process, this is the method in which we use to remove the weeds. What are weeds? Weeds are actually the unwanted plant which grow along with the main crop, and it is really very important to remove the weeds from the main crop. Okay, so the process that we use in order to remove the weed, that is called as the weeding. Now, why it is necessary to remove this unwanted plant? It is important since they used to compete with that of the grains, the main crop which is present, and ultimately it will interfere in the growth and the quality of the crop. Now, what are the different methods by which we used to do the weeding process? So basically, we use either the manual method of removing the weeds with the help of the khurpi or with the help of a hoe. So by uprooting it or by removing it, by cutting it close to that of the root, we can do the manual method of weeding. If you see in case of the chemical method or the modern method, so use of that of the weedicides is an important one, since the weeds can be removed through the process of weedicides. Like if we use 2,4-D or MCPA, these are the weedicides that is sprayed in the field, and with the help of which the weeds, unwanted plant, they will die. They will killed by these weedicides. Now, is there any harm that way it will cause to the plants? No, it will not going to harm any kind of a harm to the plants, to the crops. But if we will going to take this kind of a crop which consisting of the is consisting of the weedicides or the chemicals over it, so yes, absolutely it will going to harm us. So weedicides basically help in killing the weeds instead of harming the plants. So we can say without harming the main crop, it will help in removing the unwanted crops from the field. Now, is there any other method by which we can protect the crop? So first of all, we should know that there are pests, which is also called as rodents. These are present in the field. They used to destroy the plant. So it is important to remove this rodent, it is important to remove this pest in order to protect the plant. Not only this, there are insects also, and these insects also can harm the plants. So to remove this pest or that of the insects, farmer also use a chemical that is called as pesticides or insecticides. So this will help in killing the pest, this will help in killing the insect from the crop, from the field. There are microorganisms also which when attack on a crop, it can harm or it can destroy all the crop or whole crop from the field itself. So it is also important to remove the microorganism which causes disease to that of the plant, and for that farmer uses herbicides, and herbicides help in removing them from the crop and protecting it from that of the microorganism or attack of the microorganism. So we can say that these are some of the methods by which we are able to protect the crop from the attack of the weeds, from the attack of the pest, or even through that of the insects also, insects and microorganisms also. Okay, so we can use weedicides, we can use herbicides, we can use insecticides or that of the pesticides that will help in killing all these organisms and protecting the crops. So we have used the weeding method as well as that of the crop protection method to protect the crop. Now we will move to the next agriculture practices, and that is called as the harvesting. Harvesting. What is this process? Harvesting method. So harvesting is a process of cutting and gathering of the crops. That is called harvesting. Harvesting is a process of cutting and gathering of the crops. It is a process of cutting and gathering of the crops when they become mature. When they becomes mature. So this is the process by which we can remove, this is the process by which we can cut and gather the crop when they becomes mature. Now the question is how we used to do the process of harvesting. So process of harvesting can be done either manually or with the help of a device that is called as harvester. So it can be done with the help of a sickle, or by using a machine called harvester. That is called as harvester. Okay, so either it can be done manually with the help of a sickle. Sickle is a kind of a safe device which is used in order to cut the crops from close to that of the roots. So sickle is used, that is a manual method of harvesting, or we can do this process of harvesting by using a machine that is called as the harvester. Okay, now harvesting is done. It means we have cut and we have gathered the crops when they become mature. Now, is the only thing that we have to do? No. Now what we have to do? We have to do the process of threshing. Okay. So we can write it that after harvesting, next one is after harvesting the grain should be separated from its shaft, okay, from its cover, and that is called as threshing. Harvesting. After harvesting, the grains is separated from separated from the rest of the plant. Okay, so the grain is separated from the rest of the plant, and this process is called as threshing. This is called as threshing. So whenever the question is asked that what do you understand by threshing, student, you will always write that the process of a threshing includes the separation of the grain from rest of the plant. That is called as threshing. Now question is how threshing process is done. Again, that is done with the help of the machine that is called as thresher. Okay. So it can be done manually also with the help of the buffaloes. Done manually. So what happened, the buffaloes, they used to trample over the cut crops, and due to which the crops get separated from the rest of the plants. So we can say that it can be done manually, making buffaloes trample over the cut crop. Or we can do with the help of a device that is called as thresher. Okay, or by a machine called thresher. That is called as thresher. That is called as thresher. Okay, so a machine is also there, that is called thresher. Now here one more thing is there, students, and that is harvesting and threshing. We are doing it with the different devices like harvesting. When we are doing harvesting, we are using a device that is called harvester, and when we are doing the process of a threshing, we also use a device that is called as a thresher. Now collectively we can do both of the process. We can combine the two processes together, and this can be done with the help of a device that is called as combined harvester. The role of the combined harvester, that it not only harvests the crop but also help in the process of a threshing. So we can write it that harvesting and threshing can be done can be done by using a machine, called combined harvester. That is called as combined harvester. Okay, so what we had done till now, we had collected, we have harvested the food, harvested the crops, and then we had done the process of a threshing so that the seeds get removed from rest of the plant. Now still the grain is not separated from the chaff. Okay, it means when we had done the process of a threshing, the grain and the chaff are together till now. Now we have to remove the chaff from that of the grain, or we have to separate the chaff from that of the grain, and this process can be done by the next method, and that is called as the winnow. Now the winnowing process also occur with the help of two methods, either manually or with the help of a device. With the help of a device, winnower is there which help in the removing the chaff from that of the from the grains, from the crop. And the manual method, that we used to take the chaff and the grain together at a certain height, and with the help of the wind, means where the wind flows, with the help of the wind we used to make it to fall down, and due to which what happened, the chaff being the lighter one will blow or will blown away with the help of the wind at a certain distance, while the grain will fall just below to the place where the person is standing. Okay, so basically this will help in separating, because chaff lighter one, so it will go and fall to a far distance, and the grain will fall on the same place, on the same place where the winnowing process is going on. So due to which the chaff is at a certain place and the grains are as another place, and both of them is having a distance between them. So ultimately that will help in separating the chaff from that of the grains. Okay, so this is method that we call as winnowing. So next method is the winnowing process. That is winnowing. So we can write it here, that is, after threshing, the grains are separated the grains is separated from chaff, and this process is called winnowing. This process is called as winnowing. Again, it can be done manually or using a device called as winnower. Okay, called winnowing machine. Okay, that is called as winnowing machine. Okay, so this is how the process of the threshing, then process of the winnowing occurs, students, and this is how we can say that we used to do the process of the harvesting. Okay, so this is the harvesting, how we can do harvesting, then the threshing, and then winnowing. Now our grain is separated from that of the chaff also. So now it is ready for the storage. So we will see that how we can store the grain and how we can store it for the future purpose also. So storage of food grains. Storage of food grains. Storage of food grains. See, after harvesting, it is not possible that we should sell all the grains, all the crops that we have obtained. So what we have to do, we have to store the food. Why? If it will be not stored, it will be destroyed, either because of the climate, because of the other factors also. So it is really important to store the food so that we can sell it afterwards also. Okay, so we can write it that after harvesting, after harvesting, it is not possible to sell. It is not possible to sell. Not possible to sell the entire harvest immediately. So the grains should be protected, from moisture, insects, rats, microorganisms, as well as we have to store it in a dry. We can write it that before storing, we should dry the crop properly. It should be dried in the dried form, because if consisting of a moisture, then it will be more prone to the microbes to be more to attack on it. Okay, so the before storing, the grains are properly dried in the sun. Properly dried in the sun in order to reduce the moisture and can store it for a longer period of a time. In order to reduce moisture and can store it for longer period of time. For longer period of time. We can store it for a longer period of time. So before storing, we should keep it in a such way. Now, how the grains are stored? So basically, the grains are stored in silos or granaries. So we used to keep it in a gunny bag and keep it at a place which is dry, which is dark, and which does not consisting of any kind of a moisture. And proper means we used to check it on a regular basis, so that we can find that whether it is safe or not, means it is protected or not, and according to that we have to store the food grain. So we can write it here that at a commercial level we can store it grains are stored in silos. These are stored in silos, and which is free from rodents, free from rodents, then insects, or pest. Insects, pest and microbes. Okay, so we should keep it in such a way in silos that it should be free from any kind of a rodent. It should be free from the insect, pest or even microbes. Okay, and they should be kept in such place that place should be dry, that place should be properly ventilated, and that place should be clean. Okay. So how we can store it? The most important thing here that is the storage area is kept clean, dry. It should be kept clean, dry and properly ventilated. It should be properly ventilated. Now, pesticide is also sprayed in order to remove the pest away. Pesticides are sprayed to keep the pest away. To keep pest away. Okay, so this is how we can store the grains also. So these are the different kind of agriculture practices, students, that a farmer do in order to get a good quality of crops from it. First one, preparation of the soil. Second one, selection of the seed. Third one is adding the manure or that of the fertilizer. Fourth one is the irrigation. Fifth one is the removing the weeds from it, means weeding and the crop protection. Sixth, that harvesting, that we should harvest, then threshing process and winnowing process is also included in that. And finally, storage of the grain is also important. So these are some of the agriculture practices the farmer used to do. Then before we finish this chapter, let me tell you one more thing here, and that is animal husbandry. Animal husbandry. Animal husbandry. What is animal husbandry, student? Rearing of the live plants, rearing of the animal on a large scale in order to get food from them, that is called as the animal husbandry. Rearing of animals on large scale, rearing of animals on large scale for food and for other purpose called as animal husbandry. Animal husbandry. Now how we use the animals also in a different way. So you see example is students eggs. These eggs that we get from the animals, and for that purpose we used to rear the animals. Like we used to get it from hen, duck, okay, then turkey, then honey. We used to get it from honeybee. Then milk is also there. So milk we get it from cow, buffalo, goat, camel. That is milk. Then meat is also there. So meat we obtain from the animals, like fish is there, sheep is there. Fish, goat, sheep, these all are what help in providing the meat. So this is for the animal husbandry, where the people they used to rear the animals on a larger scale in order to get the food product from them.